So you're thinking about going from sales to management. What do you need to know and why is it important? I'm Sylvan Bell. I'm coming to you live from Sacramento, California on a perfect day to talk about sales and a perfect day to talk about you. Now here's the thing. You go from sales to management, you get to do something which I think is pretty cool. You get to shape salespeople for the future, right? So there's all the bad stuff that goes along with being a manager, but one of the coolest benefits is you get to teach salespeople and work with them and show them how to do things the right way. And there are okay managers out there. There's some not okay managers, and you got like exceptional. So you got like the whole pendulum, right? You got really good over here and you got like okay down here. And so you have the opportunity to take somebody under your wing and say, hey, look, here's the right way for you to go through a sales process. Here's the right way for you to turn in paperwork. Here's the right way for you to deal with an upset client. And you get to train somebody and teach them. It's one of the coolest and most beneficial things for me, right? There's altruism involved. There's things that you get to look at and say, hey, look, for the rest of the sales guy or the sales girl's life, one of the things that they're gonna find is I taught them the right way to do stuff. And you can have a positive impact on the person's life for the rest of the time that they're around. You could take somebody who's making, minimum wage or a little bit better and turn them into a sales pro and have them closing, making a couple $100,000 a year. I mean, it is possible. So, part of what you do is you coach that person to be better. Part of what you do is you train them, depending upon the organization that you're with, depending upon your job scope. Like some companies have managers, but then they have other trainers, right? But no matter what, you still have the perfect opportunity to take somebody's life and improve it, right? And I can't think of any better thing to do to look back on somebody's life. So when I lost my dad about a year ago, 1,500 people showed up to his funeral, right? So this is where this comes from for me. I'm going to give you a little bit of my source code. When I look and like people drove 18, 20 hours to be at his funeral. People flew from across the country to be at my dad's funeral. And I look at that and I'm like, my dad left a positive impact on people's lives. He was a manager, business owner, taught a bunch of key people in scouts. There was a lot that my dad did. And I look at that and I'm like, how do I leave an impact on this life? And that's one of the questions that I constantly ask myself is how do I give back? How do I give? That's why I have over 2,000 YouTube videos. So for me, I always want to leave an impact and say, here's what you got to do. And not all sales managers are like this. You can look at me and say, hey, Scott, this is absolutely crazy. It's not anything that I want to do. You're pushing your beliefs on me. And I'm like, okay, I'm cool with that. But just think, you can have somebody come back to you 5, 10, 15 years later and say, hey, look, you had the tough conversation with me. You trained me to do the things the right way. It's not just like, here's all the good stuff that goes, like sometimes you got to sit down and have the tough conversation with people and say, you're doing it wrong. You got to fix it. You got to get better at what you do. It's not all popsicles and puppies, right? Sometimes you got to do the tough thing. And so you have the perfect opportunity to shape somebody's life and make them better and make them a better salesperson. There you go. You got one thing to do from here, just one thing. Find the subscribe button and click on it every time I send out a video. You'll get an update. Scott Bell Consultant sent out another fantastic video. You should check it out, which you should. We'll see you soon. Thanks for dropping by. Aloha.